Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Martians and aliens. We're not speciesists on this channel. Everybody's welcome. My name's Alan, and welcome to Mars, the second Genesis. Well, today, guys, we're going to be carrying on from where we left off in the last video. The image you see here is part of a panorama from Sol 241, and it was captured by the Perseverance rover using its pair of mass cams. Okay, so let's zoom in. And we can zoom in by pressing the keyboard shortcut F2. Okay guys, before we get started, I'd like to point something out that I didn't notice while I was recording the previous episode. It was only when I was editing it I noticed it. But if you look here, it looks as if there's a line here. I'll zoom in and you can see it. Now, I've been saying to Dave for a wee while that I believe they've been messing about with the 3D. Well, this is proof. I mean, you can clearly see there that this and this is the same thing. But we seem to have an offset here. Doesn't seem to be on the same plane. But you can clearly see it should be. And it continues right up. It's not as obvious here. If we get right to the top here, this is where it continues. And this looks very odd here. You know, you can see it just doesn't look right. And that's because they've been messing about with the 3D aspect of this. You can see the line, and it comes down. Follow the wee hand, you can actually see it. And you can clearly see they are meant to be on the same plane. But of course, whoever does the messing about with the X3D has not got a clue what they're doing. It just doesn't look right. It doesn't look as if it's on the right plane. Now, I know what you're thinking. But Alan, that's just a stitch line. No, it's nothing to do with stitching error. If it was a stitching error, it would still be on the right plane. You'd just see a sharp line right down where the two images meet. This is a clear indication that somebody's messed about with the perspective. And there's plenty more images where this came from that's got the same thing. Okay, if we press F2, we can zoom on in there. We'll start off here. That was one of the things we looked at in the last video. So we can see here, this is obviously part of the same structure. And we'll zoom in and have a closer look at it. So we've got this box piece here. This here looks like seemingly random pieces of junk. But if you look in the sand, you can actually see that they're not random at all. You can actually see they're part of the same thing. Now, the part I really want to show you here, this is cool. That's straight up and down. And then it comes along. It curves round here, like so, comes up, along, and across the top. And we can see here a cutout, maybe a window, But as we come down, if you look at this area here, this looks as if you could basically walk into it. I believe what we're seeing is the inside of the structure. If you look at this piece and that, you can clearly see, without the shadow of a doubt, these are structures, or a structure. And this is a wall. I mean, it's a right angle, and all of a sudden it just morphs into this. Oh, dearie me, I don't know what we're going to do with this NASA mob at all. They've obviously mapped sand to the side of this building. If you look carefully, this looks sort of cylindrical. If we look at this piece, so you can see that's something mechanical or structural, maybe a structural beam. And we've got these bits sticking out. What you're seeing here is holes, and you can actually see inside. If you look at the three white dots, that almost looks like lighting. The same here, and there, and up there, and there. Maybe just something that's reflective in the inside, or holes and the light shining through. And we've got this piece here at the top. That's structure. And we've got this square box type structure thing. And if you look at the shape of these so-called sand dunes, they're actually walls. It comes down and then it jots in, comes along and then comes round. Yeah, NASA, we're going to believe that's a sand dune. Aye, right. Nothing to see here, guys. Well, except weird alien stuff scattered all over the landscape. Now this piece here, this actually reminds me of some of the main temples where you've got the ones that are pyramids with the stairs going up it. And you can see here, if you look, looks very similar. And then we've got this here. Again, we're seeing into the structure. We've got all these bits. There's something you don't see every day on Mars. You actually do, but it's well hidden. This looks like some kind of structural beam. I'll just pan across for you. Now, I've no idea what this is, but that looks quite interesting. Definitely looks structural. And of course, NASA's mapped their crap to it. But you can see the shadow of what was there, or what is there. And then there's this. Look, there's another roof. Oh, that looks interesting. The space here. That don't look like a rock. Looks like some more roofs. So as you can clearly see here, guys, these are not rocks. Now, this part here looks as if it's got an inner core with this wrapped round it. You can see the line. Look at this part here. That's definitely not a rock. And as ever, guys, I've uploaded this image to my Google Drive, where you can download it free of charge. I'll put the link in the description, along with a link to the program I'm using called Stereo Photo Maker. That's also free, and you can have a wee look at these images to your heart's content. So you can see that there's something here. That looks like steps there. If you look through the texture and you just look at the shape, you can actually see there's something below this garbage. Pretty cool indeed. This here, whatever that is. But you can clearly see all these things are not rocks. Not one bit of it. Well, there we go, guys. That's another wee tour over. We've still got some more of this panorama to do, so there's going to be maybe another few episodes, maybe more than a few. With that, I'll just bid you farewell. Thank you for watching. Catch you in the next video.